broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Welcome! It's the Mysteries of Laura After Show here on AfterBuzz TV, and I'm not Cameron Lewis this week.
But Alexis is still here.
Alexis, you're here through and through.
I did it, guys.
You did it. But she has different men rotating through here on Wednesdays.
Well,
Yes.
It is hump day.
It is. Yes, it is, girl. I'm James Lott Jr., of course, one of your hosts here on the Mysteries of Laura, ABTV MOL.
Get it?
Here on Wednesday, you can follow me at Black Hope LA. That's BLAK Hope LA, and James Lott Jr. everywhere else. And of course, it's my girl, where all Alexis Torres are sold.
Hey! Oh! Okay, all right. You can find me all over social media, interwebs, and all that kind of media forum stuff at Torres890, and you can find our imaginary cohort over here named Cameron Lewis at The Only Camshaft. You guys should check out both their radio shows and my new segment on my YouTube channel, which we'll get to.
I'm very excited.
Yeah,
okay, did not know this.
It actually has to do with Wednesdays, so it's gonna be interesting.
You guys. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat room, of course. All our regulars, D-Style 9. I thought you were 90 before.
No,
Diane
9.
Sutherland,
I think there was Jessica.
Yeah,
was in there.
Yeah, some folks.
We got Sue in there.
Yes, Sue. You guys are in there.
I love you guys. You guys are our Wednesday regulars, and I love it.
Yeah, you too. Actually, we really do appreciate it very much. Because here on AfterBuzz TV, we're here for you.
We are here for you.
And so we're talking about the mystery of the political operation. And it's a very bilingue episode today.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Bilingue. You guys know I do speak some Spanish, and so it's kind of fun to know that it was a very Cubano episode.
It was, which is funny because my best friend is Colombian and Cuban, so it's just like she is quite the firecracker.
Colombian.
Right? And then as a Filipino, our language is pretty much just a different version of Spanish from Spain. So.
Yeah, because also you guys have the names, a lot of Spanish names in the Philippines. Yeah, Torres.
Come on. I'm black and Filipino. Doesn't make sense. So I know very, very. What is
Un poquito?
Yes, I was gonna say.
I'll do the Spanish for us today.
Thank you. Of Spanish, but definitely a lot of Tagalog.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And this episode, I like that they spoke Spanish in it in some parts.
They did.
They really Laz Alonso, who plays Billy, is actually Cubano in real life, and so he gets to speak his.
I was really happy at the fact that he got a lot of. Which, I mean, he does have a lot of camera time, but I'm glad he had a lot of camera time in this episode because the fact that he is Cubano and the fact that, he was able to recognize some slang and throw that in there. And I was like, I learned something.
Yes.
Mysteries of Laura, the more
Which
you know.
is very, very much a thing in Spanish culture. There's a lot of different slang words can be used for different things. Yeah. And it's a nene could be baby in Puerto Rican slang, or also bus in another.
I actually have a little bit of Filipino knowledge I'm going to drop that actually has to do with Spanish. Okay. So at least with some Spanish that I know, that I apologize to all of our Latino and Latino listeners.
Yes.
Hi iTunes. Is that again? I apologize. Puto means rice cake in Filipino. But in Spanish, it is a curse word.
Yeah, so, it's something
as a person who didn't have a lot of friends in high school living out here in LA, because there's a lot of Spanish folk out here, I was like, I brought puto to the party. They're like, excuse you can get out. Now I'm like, it's rice cakes.
I never knew that.
You can look them up. Puto.
Oh my God.
Look up for Filipino, and it's little tiny, little cute, little multicolored rice cakes.
Oh my God. There you have it, kids. There you have it. Oh my God.
I love it. Every time I've told somebody the story, they're like, you're lying to me. I'm like, no, look it up.
Look it up.
Google. Filipino dish.
Oh my God.
I love you guys.
Yes. And so it starts out with the protest. They're looking over a dignitary, and then a shot rings and they go back 48 hours earlier. So it's one of those beginning to the end.
Yeah, the Tarantino'd it.
Exactly. It's like start from the end, and now we're going to fill it all up to back to the point again, and then go forward. And so we learned the dignitary is Carlos Hernandez. Oh. And he's an heir to the Cubano presidency, because as you guys know out there, Cuba now is opened up to the Western world.
Yes,
it's a very prevalent thing.
Yeah, and I really love that it's the fact that it's very prevalent and happening now. So I think that's really awesome.
It is very happening now, and it's a very interesting thing. They talk about this throughout the episode. Just kind of, I mean, it's a new world for them. They were stuck in the 50s, I heard, like in terms of technology and everything. Oh
yeah, now it's just like the fact that Russia was giving them phones, like that's a whole thing. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty
communism.
It's out there.
There's a lot of communism. So they're there to do dignitary protection. So it's kind of like this weird thing. So they go back in time, and we kind of pick up, kind of where we left off, where I'm blanking. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. I love her so much. The nanny housekeeper. Nanny.
I never remember her name.
I can't remember her name.
I always feel bad every single time. The chat will catch up, because I remember there's a little bit of lag. But like,
yes, if you guys can tell us in the chat her name, she's so funny.
I love her.
She was talking.
Hate that I can't remember.
I know. I usually right now, but so she is the one talking to you, Laura, about Jake's new girlfriend.
Guys, we're going to be talking about it a lot in this episode.
Yes.
I'm tired of this Jen, Laura, Jake thing.
Yes.
I'm so done with it. We get it. She is a new love interest. We all knew this was going to happen, but you don't need to like... I love you guys, the writers. You guys are great. Just shoving it. Oh, Alicia. The fact of just shoving it in our face. The fact that even just people who were not even in the circle, like people just like victims or whatever, are just like, oh, I see how you guys are so in love. And I'm like, gag me with a spoon. We get it.
I know. I think you guys in the chat room were talking about this a little earlier.
Yeah, because I brought it up.
Yeah, saying that the writers are being not so subtle in the hint department. And making us go.
Is there like a hint box and you're just chucking it at the writers like, do it?
And I was like, hello, you guys belong together. You belong together.
Shia LaBeouf's just sitting there, just do it.
Just do it, exactly. I was like, it's
I can't.
Yeah,
guys, I can't. I'm so done. I love everything else about the show, but this whole triangle, it's too much.
It feels forced.
Because the fact with Tony before, we didn't have that much force. Like, it was there. We all knew it was there. It was an understood, subtle way of like, oh, that kind of sucks. Jake wants to be with Laura, but she's with Tony. Yeah. Now it's just like, hey, Laura's in love and wants to be with Jake. Okay, we get it.
It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's just typical, I guess. I'm just like, come on, like at least make it a little more compelling a little bit. I know this is a lighthearted mystery comedy kind of.
Oh, I understand.
But it's like I said, the Tony storyline was a little different. It was just like he was a nice guy that we all kind of fell in love with.
Oh my god, I loved him.
And you could see the pull between Jake and Tony for it. I get that.
And then the only thing we're getting from Jen is that the fact that she's exactly like Laura without the bitterness. At least that's how Laura describes it. And I don't really know much about Jen yet, because she's only been in like 2 or 3 episodes for like here and there. And this was actually a very heavy Jen episode.
Yeah, it was.
And I was just like, what are we doing?
I know.
What are we doing? I mean, she's great, but what are we doing?
She's the ADA. She's Jen Lambert. Apparently, she's wily, just like them.
Yeah, we have a hashtag in the chat calling "so over it." I agree.
Yes, hashtag so over it. We totally agree.
Agree.
And you know, Jenna Fisher's great. I love her. She's great.
Oh my god, I want more of her just as a character. Yes. I don't need her to be like all up in like, really? You want me to go with you guys for Mojitos? And I'm like, Gemma Fisher, you're better than this.
Yeah, it's like, we love her. I mean, she's
I think she's great. I want to dip her in my coffee.
Sorry, if you look like I'm sweating in here, it's because I feel like hot. It's like an Indian summer in New York.
I was gonna say I haven't done that yet, but I like that. There's a lot of New York references because of the fact that these guys have never been to America. We're gonna
talk about a couple of those. You guys like my New York stuff, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Please.
So there are plenty of. This is a timely thing. They discuss how there are plenty of Cubanos who think that he's linked to Castro. They hear Cubano, they hear dignitary. Yeah. They're untrusting. So there's a whole thing where his life could be in danger. That's what we're gathering.
Yeah.
His life could be in danger.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's a big step for them.
Makes sense. And then also at the same time, Laura and them they all get this assignment to watch over this dignitary, which they don't really want to do. It's like, this is something totally different, dignitary detail, and they have to watch them. So now you were saying, because as we were moving right along in there, you had she usually predicts who the person is. In the beginning, she saw something, was like, oh, I think it's
so. Okay. Well, before we keep going,
yes.
I noticed, I can't remember this gentleman's name.
His name is
I forgot his name already.
No, I wrote it down because I want to make sure. Yasiel.
He was the one that introduced. He was kind of like going up the stairs with Jake and Laura, and he was talking about like what they're supposed to be doing there and things. And then there's this. It's real quick. Like, I only noticed it because of the angle I was sitting, and I was like, what the hell? But there's a part where when Jake and Laura are introduced to
Carlos and his wife.
And his wife, and they're talking, and he's in the very back, and he's just kind of looking, like, around, because he's kind of like, he has his back turned over here, and he's just kind of like, you know, looking around, and I'm like, what is he looking at? Because I'm like, obviously they're secure. They're inside a building, so I'm like, he can't be looking for that. So that was like my first flag of like, And I know Cameron probably would have been really mad at me if he was sitting next to me being like, how the hell would you see that? I was like, it's just me. It was my angle. There was a weird. There was a weird. Angle. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that was my first like.
She caught it. She
caught
right, it.
That's weird.
And so so we kind of saw it. So they get introduced. We learned that Carlos Fernandez seemed like a nice guy.
He seemed really sweet.
He was really nice. Yeah. The wife was a little aloof.
She was a little weird. I was kind of like, what's wrong with you? But I mean, I thought maybe it's just because she's in a new country. She doesn't want to be here. I don't know.
And they mentioned how they could have done this over pizza, New York pizza.
Oh. I'm so mad because when I went to New York, I didn't have time to go to a pizza place. I went to a bunch of different places, but did not get pizza. I'm so upset.
So now I have my own favorite pizza place in New York called Bleecker Street Pizza, and it's on Bleecker and 7th Avenue South.
Wait.
And it was voted best pizza for many things. I think Labor Man loved it also. But I know the guys there. Hi, Tony, and you guys there. I go there all the time. I'm on the wall. You go, you'll see me on the wall. Behind the thing, pushing pizza. I did that one night and I was drunk. They said, come behind. They knew me. They come on back there. And I was like, dude, my friends were like, James is behind the bar doing the pizzas. It's fun.
I pay so much money to see you drunk behind making pizzas.
I was. It was a good time.
Oh, man.
But there's a big thing they mentioned on the show called Original Ray's Pizza. And Ray is somebody who's doing our engineering tonight.
Hi, Ray.
So, Original Ray's Pizza. There's a whole funny thing about New York. There's actually a great documentary on New York about Original Ray's Pizza that there started a long time ago with different Rays starting pizza places.
Really?
And it's like there's Original Ray's and Ray's Pizza, and it's all over the city, but they're not really related. They're not really related.
What?
Some of them are related, some of them aren't. And people are starring them. It's a great documentary. I forget the name of the documentary on that, but it's a famous thing about.
So pretty much these Rays are, I mean, not all of them, but like some of them are, they just decided, I want to open up a pizza place, but then there's like another Ray's like a few blocks down.
It's really funny.
That's crazy.
It's really funny. Someone says John's Pizza. Where is John's Pizza?
Somebody tell us, Sarah.
Sarah.
Also, hi, Emma. She's in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, New Zealand. Hi, New Zealand.
Hi, Emma.
Yeah. Bleecker Street Pizza is on Bleecker Street and 7th Avenue South in the West Village. It's on the corner. It is so good.
It's okay. Cameron's never been to New York. I am trying to figure out a time when we can all go.
I'll go. That'll be fun. I'll show you guys around everything.
We'll do a vlog and videotape it. It'll be really great. We'll do a radio show out there. It'll be great.
It'll be great. So then we meet Liz Walters, media consultant. She's like Miss Brash and Tactless.
I was like, all right, Miss Brass Tacks or tax brass, whatever. I don't know. Jeez.
And she just comes down, just like, okay, you're not wearing that. You're not wearing that. You're not that. Which media consultants, I guess, they kind of
are like that though.
Yeah, they are like that.
They really are. But like at the same time, sometimes I'm like,
yeah,
you're kind of a hoe bag.
It's a little too much. Alexis is the female Conan Edogawa from Case Closed.
I don't know. I'll take it.
You'll take it. I don't know what that is.
I've never seen it. Oh, you know what? I know what he's talking about. Yeah, it's a TV show and I like it. Yeah.
I was like, huh, what?
I feel like I know what that is. Yeah.
Okay. And so then, but also I had noticed that Yasiel, when he comes on again, he's missing a cufflink. He has just.
That's what I was like. I was like. That's going to come back.
Exactly.
And he did something stupid.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so they're getting ready for a photography exhibit, and Carlos is jittery. So I watched that too. They mentioned he's jittery.
Yeah, I thought that someone poisoned the champagne that he was having. And I thought they were going to jump to that. But then when the guy came up and he was reaching for his cell phone but looked like a gun, which is funny because that's usually how the case is, where a lot of people are reaching for something and then someone thinks that, not going to get into the politics of that.
Yes.
But, I found that it showed how the head of security was extremely jittery.
Ernesto Garcia.
But I like how James was getting a weird, like, he cared a lot about him vibe to the point where, like, does he have feelings? Yeah,
I was like, there's something going on, because he had a sentence he didn't, because basically a guy comes in to pull out a phone, take a selfie with Carlos. He goes and he attacks him.
Queso.
And I say queso. And take a picture, but they're talking so close, like, if anything happens to you. And I was like, he's like, take the night off, just like, go away. I'm like, and he goes, if anything happens to him, out. And then he stops the sentence because he's exchanging phone numbers with Laura. It was just like, kind of like, I got some weird vibe.
I was with James on that one. I was like, is there a thing?
Yeah,
but it's funny because we actually got the affair the other way.
We sure did. We totally messed up on the affairs.
Yes,
but...
I know what he's talking about now. It's an anime called Case Closed, and I have seen it. I haven't seen it more than once. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. D-Style. But yeah, no, I agreed with you on that one. I thought that there was definitely some sort of connection there, but I guess he was just really doing his job.
Yeah, he was just doing his job, and he just really cared about him, I guess, and really cared for the new Cuba that was about to happen, hopefully, with him being in the, and that's very exciting.
And I thought it was great.
And so, well, turns out homeboy gets killed. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, yeah. Both of us were like, oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Okay.
Santiani calls. He's like, well, that's it.
I was not expecting that. I thought something else happened. Like maybe he got like hurt, or it was a different person who died. What? I thought it was gonna be the kid who took a selfie. Oh yeah. And then like maybe took something from him or whatever. But I like or I thought that the security guard followed the selfie guy and then did it. I don't know. There's too many things
it just he was dead. And Ronaldo says something. He's always funny, of course. The corner guy. I love him
so much.
You know, his team Meredith. Or Millie. So what do you guys think out there? Should be Meredith or Millie?
What's the ship name? What should we do with this, guys?
What's the ship name? And they both were looking at him like, what? I love that though. Meredith and Millie.
Oh, also when Billy was just like, you're a little chipper for someone who got woken up in the middle of the night, and he was just like, what did he say?
He said that's a quite of assumption that I was asleep, my brother. I was like, that's right.
Oh,
okay. Because we don't know what what always says weird. Like you don't know what his life is like.
No, like I think in season 1 he was like he like recognized something, and Laura was like, "How the hell do you know that?" And he's like, "I have a life too, Diamond." And I was like, Ronaldo.
And I think it's become this thing with the writers, kind of funny. Like we don't know what he does, but he always throws.
He is the mystery.
Of Laura.
He is the mystery of Laura. We have solved it, guys.
Yeah, we solved it. He's mystery of Laura. It's Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo.
But no, I agree that I think. Sorry.
Like, no, they're liking Billy so far.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So poor Ernesto was stabbed twice with a butterfly knife, two-blade.
Poor guy. But didn't even deserve it.
Nope. Took his wallet, took his phone, briefcase. Also, he had just taken $200 out of the ATM.
So that was weird.
I thought he was going home or go back to the hotel.
I thought he was going to making it rain. Hey. I thought that's what he was doing because I thought he said gay bar, but he said K bar, and I was like,
I got excited.
Dang it! I was like, James, you're on to something.
I wasn't. Yeah. But they, of course, all phones, as you know. I don't know if it was an iPhone or a Samsung. I don't know what it was. Nokia. They all have I don't know. Sidekick. No. I don't know. My Sony Ericsson with the thing. I don't know. My first phone was that way.
Oh god.
I don't know which phone, but they all have beacons in them, so you can actually follow the phones where they go. You can track them.
Like LoJack, but for your phone.
But for your phone, so they're able to follow it. And because they can't. Here's something I didn't realize, but I think I knew this, but I didn't realize it. The phone, we find out, was a beacon on a cell. They find the guy who was there. And that was first. They find a guy.
Yeah, they found him. They were looking for the phone. They followed it.
Yeah, and the phone's in the briefcase. So they can't open the briefcase because it's a diplomatic pouch.
Yep, and I was like, oh, this killer's smart.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so he couldn't open it. And it's funny, he talks about how they can't, the Vienna contracts where they can't open it up. But the whole thing is they have to figure out a way to bypass that, of course, because this is Mysteries of Laura.
And then Jen just comes on in and is just like, well, there is another way. If there was an implication that there might have been an explosive device in the bag, mm-hmm. And I love how Santiani was just like not paying attention. No, she wasn't at all. And so Laura's just like, I'm gonna call it, and she's like, whoa, oh god, what's in there? Yeah. Maybe you think it's a bomb? Yeah. I will call bomb squad.
Yeah, it's good they work together. It's kind of good they all work together.
I love how they were just like waiting, yes. Open.
Yes.
14 missed calls from Detective Diamond, and she's like, I guess it was a butt dial. And Jen was just like, yeah, this happens to me all the time. And she's like, your butt seems very... What was it?
But your butt must be busy or something.
Yeah, and I was like, well,
that's a whole other show. That'd be Mystery Laura After Dark.
After Dark.
After Dark.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
So it looks like there's an assassination plan. That's what they're going... Some of the stuff's in Spanish, some of it's in English, and they're assuming that a painter... okay, the word.
I don't even know what the word was.
Oh my god! And they were trying to stop this assassination attempt. So they were trying to get him to not do this speech at the UN.
Which he was very, very determined. He was like, no, I'm doing it for my country. Even though that's when I had the implication where we kind of paused and we were like, oh, maybe it's the wife. Because she seemed really upset that he decided to keep going with this, and the fact that he's like, well, then you can continue it if I die for my country.
Right. But now when they capture a guy, they're going to another event first for Anderson Cooper.
That's right.
They said it was totally. I almost forgot that.
Anderson Cooper to be in it.
To show up. He's in New York.
Really funny. Yeah.
He's in New York. He shows up. Things all the time.
Yeah.
And so he said, no, it's totally private. Only my staff knows.
It does.
Hello. That makes sense, obviously. And so when he shows up, there's protesters there, and a guy lunges at him. They stop him, and his name is Manuel Fortuna.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, I got chills.
I know, Fortuna.
It might be just the AC, but yeah.
They just come on.
Yeah.
And so then Billy gets to interrogate. That's why I love this. Because this whole interrogation was mostly done in Spanish.
Oh, it was great.
But sometimes I thought it was just great. Plus, NBC, if you don't know this, NBC also either owns or partners with Telemundo and all that stuff. So there's a lot of Spanish-speaking stuff. So that was just really great. And he deduces, because Billy knows, because Billy is Cubano, that he's like, you ain't Cubano.
He like immediately knew. Yeah.
He knew it because
he called him amigo.
Yes, and they'll say
instead
amigo.
of oh gosh.
And I'm blinking out right now. I should know it by now, but I'm blinking out of it. But he didn't know the slang.
That was crazy.
And he was like, and he goes, okay, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican.
I was like, wow, you were way off.
Yeah, like totally.
You
tried. 2 islands over, but you know.
Yeah, but I'm like, obviously you don't know what's going on.
And he mentioned something that I'd never heard before, and I don't know if you guys have known this.
I did.
AstroTurf protesting, like grassroots, but AstroTurf, which is when you hire someone and pay them to go protest for you.
Yes.
Never knew that before. Never heard before.
So I don't know the specific term for it. I actually really don't. That was me.
I
got really excited. I'm like, I'm ready to talk about it. But no, I've heard in the past because I used to in college, San Francisco, you get it.
Oh yes.
That a lot of people would get really upset because they would see protesters that were there mostly just because people have hired them to make it look like a bigger thing than what it was. So then the media will get attention, like they'll go over because they're like, oh, instead of it being like 5-10 people, there's like 50 people. So sometimes even the company themselves will hire protesters because then it gets them in the media. I'm not saying I know exactly what this is. I haven't done research. This is word of mouth. What I've read a couple articles about it, but they were opinion pieces and like speculation that people have hired protesters to be there so they can, because pretty much they're not there just to be there. They're there to rile up the crowd so that it ends up either being a riot or anything of that nature. But then they get arrested and then they use the money that they got paid for to bail them out.
Hey, the nerve for it. Something new for me.
Yep.
Nerve for, and he says some white bald guy paid him to do it. So
which I was like, that's weird, but okay, sure.
It'll come back later, of course. Yeah. And then we get Laura back at the house with all the Secret Service people from the Cubano delegate.
Pizza.
And she has to teach them how to eat it.
Which is how my dad taught me how to do it. I mean, he's from Boston, but that's how he taught me to eat pizza. Yeah, I can't eat pizza the same way.
For you guys who don't know this,
here we go.
You lift and you fold pizza in half and you eat it that way.
Yep.
Because the pizza's so big.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you guys have Costco out there, but Costco pizza's huge out here. Like it's the size of my face. So when you can't just pick it up and eat it. You have to fold it and eat it. But my dad taught me by ordering. I forgot the name of it. It's somewhere in Burbank somewhere, but their slices are huge, and they're a New York pizza place. So yeah, that's how I was taught.
The more you know.
Yeah. I've never eaten pizza any other way besides like that. Well, unless it's too small for me to fold.
Well, the thing is, it's funny because I go to Chicago a lot, and Chicago style pizza is different. It's very deep dish.
It's deep dish, which is actually my favorite pizza.
Which you use a fork and a knife to eat.
Yeah, because it's like a cake, pretty much.
Did you call them pie? Did you call them pies?
But pies are not as deep as cake sometimes. No. Sometimes. Okay.
Yes, and so I love both Chicago and New York style.
Guys, hot cheese. That's all I'm gonna say. Comic books, video games, and hot cheese. You got me in a hot minute.
Well, see, for me, it's all about sauce.
Ooh, that's true.
You know, I'm a black person. All about some sauce. You know, we like some sauce.
You know what's funny? My boyfriend doesn't know anything about that.
See, I told you, black ones.
He's like,
we like
sauce.
Like,
oh, that's too much sauce. I'm like, not enough.
Too much sauce.
I need more sauce on my stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
So I have to make two different types of spaghetti. He gets like a little bit of sauce, and I have like the whole jar.
This is like a little side note. I was watching my General Hospital, which I do that after show here on AfterBuzz TV on Sundays.
Which I will be engineering from Sundays on.
I know, we love that. But anyway, so they made pasta on that episode the other day, and I saw no sauce on it. I was like, white folks.
Right?
And I was like, there's no sauce.
No, literally, I had a friend who was white who was just like, I'm just gonna put some butter and salt in it. I was like, what is wrong with you?
No, come
that
on.
Is not
Unless
spaghetti.
you're Italian. Italians love their, they know sauce.
They do.
They know sauce.
They know sauce, and that's how my mom makes like everything. And she's just like, yeah, no. If it
The more sauce, the better. That's right, Diane. More sauce,
I agree.
the better.
Yeah, I'll have sauce on the side to put more into my sauce and extra sauce for that sauce and the next sauce. That's just how I am. Hot cheese and sauce, guys.
You guys know it now. You guys know. And so they go sweeping for bugs. And Yaciel with the missing cufflink, his phone.
But again, we're dealing with a smart guy who sat there and decided to bug everyone's phone, because it wouldn't make sense if, let's say, just in case he got caught, he's like, well, it's not just my phone. Oh, let's try the next. Oh, look at that. It's all the phones. Get rid of all of them.
I thought that was actually smart. It was smart.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I'm like, it's
Good
crazy.
for you.
I know, it's okay.
Yeah.
So they had to write all the phones, which was kind of funny. But they found out that Sergey, which they never showed him, I guess. He never came on.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I was shocked they actually never originally, but I guess he didn't do anything. He just sold the phones to him.
Yeah, I guess the Russians were implied.
Yeah.
They probably didn't have enough time to sit there and actually shoot a scene of the Russians just doing stuff. I just realized that. I'm like, what happened to our
They
Russian
mentioned
group?
it like several times.
They did a lot.
They gave a first and last name.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I guess we're not going to see him because we didn't have time, because there was so many characters in this episode.
It was, but his former KGB gave him the phones. Carlos was like, I will not cancel.
Yeah.
I will not cancel. And so so since they have no phones, they use walkie-talkies, but they used another name for it. I
don't remember.
Some radio device.
Yeah.
And Meredith and Laura talking about Jake on the walkie-talkies.
I was like,
and Jen.
Right now, ladies.
I know.
Right the frick
and Santini's
now.
like, these things work, right?
I was like, Santini, thank you for that.
Yes.
Let's get back to work, maybe.
Yes. So they are set. Everybody's in place for Carlos to arrive. The big number. It was a musical number. Big musical number.
No,
to
it
happen.
was pretty much.
It was very choreographed.
It was great.
Which is great to see that kind of. I've been to the UN building. It's a really great building.
And so
it's on the Lower East Side, and so it's really great. And so everything is like set up. Everybody's in place. Now we're back where we began the episode. So we're starting there. There's a bald white guy. We think has a gun.
Well, it looked like it. It
did.
was a very long crowbar.
It was a long.
I was like, Mysteries of Laura Prop Masters. What is happening with this
Big
crowbar?
bowls of spaghetti.
Yeah.
They just
that pot was this big. This crowbar.
It was long. It was long. It looked really long.
As my wingspan. As dirty as it probably sounds, iTunes listeners, if you could see me, I'm measuring a crowbar with my wingspan.
It was just like so crazy.
It
was
looked like a barrel to a sniper rifle. And
so
I was
she's like, man on rooftop, northwest corner. Then we hear a shot. But it wasn't. It came like fucking came from me.
It was a transformer blowing up.
So he basically took a crowbar to the transformer.
Well, I was like, who's doing that? And then I love how Jen was like, hello, you were on UN property.
Yes, hello.
And you weren't recommended to be there or scheduled, and like she's doing all these things. And I love how this scene I hate and love at the same time, because Meredith was just like, is she making all this up? And Jake's just like, yeah. And she's like, she's kind of like Laura. And then he doesn't say anything. You just see his eyebrows go up. And I was like, huh?
Yeah, he was turned on. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, please, now you can kill me. I'm fine with this. I cannot unsee that ever again.
No. But we find out basically that Sergey did this because he wanted to mess up the business of this whole announcement and stuff. It's to short the stock.
And I love how even Laura, I felt the same way. It was just like, this is for stock?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one little storyline going on, but they kind of went into where they're looking at the UN footage, the cameras.
Oh, Lord.
And Liz is putting something in Carlos's drink.
So the first thing I thought of was like, that's disgusting, one. And two, it's like, it's probably Alka-Seltzer. That's what it looks like.
If he's jittery and all that
stuff. Because in my brain, I'm like, who in their right mind sits there, tries to poison...
In front of everybody.
And you can clearly see the difference in water.
So we kind of knew, but you and I both were like, that's...
Because obviously, if he didn't know that was his water, he would look down and be like, what's wrong with that water? I'm not drinking that.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So I was like, so he knows that there's something in his water. And
well, we find out, like, when they confront her, it's beta blockers, which are, they're for heart conditions.
Is that a real thing, or did they make it up for the show?
It's a total real thing. As a former nurse, as you guys know.
I was like, I have to ask Nurse James Lott Jr.
Yes. No, it's actually a real thing, and because he had a heart condition, it's to help. It helps until he gets a bypass. And so he had to have a bypass. Because we find he has a heart condition, and he was having surgery. That was the whole thing. Because
And the first thing I thought of was like, you actually thought this was a good idea to keep this away from the police, one thing, and the fact that his life is in danger. So you're like, oh, let's put him in a hospital where only his staff knows what's going on with no security.
The hospital is not vetted. Like Laura said, like, hello.
Yeah, you just picked a random hospital and was like, yeah, let's just do that. I'm like, do you even know? And I love how she realized it after she was like, oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, crap.
Right.
Crapola.
She did kind of go,
yeah, she was like, oh.
And then it was like, now when they're looking around sweeping the building, there was a suspicious looking guy, I thought, in the scrubs. That was kind of suspicious.
I think they did that just to throw it at us, and I did not like that. I was like, Mysteries Laura's writers, if you're going to throw a suspicious character and then make him suspicious, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that was kind of weird. I was like, that was
nurses
weird.
don't do that where they're just like, what?
Yeah, what? I was like, okay.
All right. Someone's having a really long night, I guess.
Yes, I guess. So now here's how it all comes together, and Alexis becomes the winner once again. Laura's talking to the wife. They're sitting down, they're waiting, and Laura has been through this before, clearly, with Jake, and those waiting to see if he's going okay.
Yeah, and she didn't look worried at all.
No, I noticed that too. She was cool as a cucumber.
And she was doing her makeup, and I was like, why is she doing her makeup?
But here's the thing. Then he almost cussed.
I already did it. Really, it was really, I don't know if anyone heard it, but it was real subtle.
Yeah, I was almost said, Yasiel walks in scrubs.
I love, you guys should have seen James' face. He was just like, why is he in scrubs? Why the hell is he in scrubs? And I was like,
he's there to watch over the surgery.
And I was like,
let's go together. It's like, because she was like, there he is. And then Laura's looking like, look at your bag and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And says, there's a cuff. She finds the cuff link.
Oh no, my husband must have dropped it. And she puts it in a different purse. And I was like,
So Laura figures it out. And it's like, Yasiel's having an affair with the wife. Her name's Valeria. I almost forgot her name. Valeria.
Oh, there you go. Valeria, right.
And so,
like a disease.
I know, I have Valeria. Valeria. And so it was like, so she figures it out. They bust in. Yasiel's holding one of the doctors hostage.
Come on, shouldn't be messing around with just why, just why.
Oh my god,
it was so ridiculous. I was just like,
Oh, sorry. One note. So the guy, I just want to get this part out just in case.
Do it.
I'll make sure I say his name correctly again. Oh my God, I almost forgot this. I'll make sure. Manuel Fortuna. He's the one who did stab and kill Ernesto Garcia.
Yes.
Turns out he had the knife. So he did stab him.
He did, and I was like, excuse you.
Yeah, he did do that. So I'll make sure
that's how we knew, because the fact that he was a 15-year what was it, special forces, whatever, and the fact that he got killed they thought it was a mugging, and I was like, nah, doesn't make sense. Obviously he had to know his attacker.
He knows his attacker. And so anyway, so back to, so I just want to make sure I get that out there. So okay, so Yasiel, so he figures out Yasiel's holding this guy hostage. Basically, he basically admits everything. He had to do this, and he's having an affair with the wife.
Oh, and that they wanted to be together because she was living under his shadow, and blah 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 blah. And I was just like,
I know. And you called it. And so then turns out he had a blood thinner that would have killed him, and he would have bled to death.
Yeah, on the operating table, which is
horrible.
Freaking scary.
We even knocked out, but it's horrible.
Well, yeah.
And so they're like, he just checked his anesthesia, and make sure he's out.
I love how they were just like, he just checked the anesthesia. Yeah. Like, you didn't think that he probably, I don't know, just threw it in there when you guys weren't looking, because you guys are looking down.
So he told him, you'll cut that IV.
And I love how she was just like, rip, and it's just like, there it goes. I was like, I feel like there could have been a cleaner way.
Yeah, you could have just knocked it off.
I was like, can't you just take the needle out? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Now Jessica says the thing is usually Laura, I can't get her writing.
The thing is, usually Laura goes after the spouse first, then they questioned her and looked at her. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. She does.
Yeah. But this time, the funny thing is, because they were already looking for something outside of the staff. Yeah. That's why she was not really paying attention to the wife. But no, she was doing her lips and her mascara, and I was like, this
waterproof mascara she was talking about earlier and stuff. Like, they were like,
Yeah, okay.
Worst wife ever. # worst wife ever.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yes. And so Yasiel and the wife were arrested. Carlos gets to the surgery, but here's the thing. So they're like, well, we're diplomatics. You can't do nothing to us.
Yeah, we have diplomatic immunity. It doesn't even
Jen
matter.
walks in and says,
and she was just like, yeah, you do, but we talked to Cuba, and they're fine with us messing with you. And the fact that they have to take their punishment in Cuba.
That sucks.
I would have rather been like, you could just punish me here. That's fine.
Thank you.
I'll take that because Cuban law is.
Yeah, I'm sure. Cuban jail, I'm sure it's not the best.
What?
I mean, no jail is, but I'm sure that one is the best.
But I feel like it's a little bit different here than it is there.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I'm like,
and so, a win for everybody. Billy's excited. He's like, we saved Cuba.
We saved Cuba. I was like, all right.
Mojitos for everybody.
And I was like, oh.
I love mojitos. We should have mojitos. If we had known this was a Cuban thing, we should have mojitos on the show today.
Those things would be gone and like that. Mojitos are my drink.
I love them. I love them in the summertime.
Yeah, that's the only time I drink
very
them.
Fresh, very refreshing.
So great.
Yes. And then Laura invites Jen.
I mean, she did deserve it, though. She did save their tails quite a bit. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, move on! I can't do it anymore.
Well, I mean, you don't mind if they made them kind of friendly? Would that make it a better triangle or something? Maybe
I wouldn't care that much if like her and Jen became friends and whatever, because then they could. I mean, because technically she kind of already knew her, but she didn't pay attention to her like she is now.
Yeah.
But this is where I know that a lot of people in the chat were already talking about how they don't like it. Is when they go to their usual bar, they're having mojitos and playing darts. Jake comes over, sauntering over, and he's like, "What do you think of Jen?" And it's like,
giving her permission, kind of.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm like, you don't ask your ex for permission to date somebody. That's weird.
But he doesn't know about Tony.
That's the thing.
Which is weird
that
too.
He thinks that she is in a relationship, so he's just bantering. So
yeah.
I agree that it's kind of dumb to sit there and be talking to your ex about someone that you're potentially seeing, but at the same time, these guys have kids together.
You do.
They have to talk all the time.
We do.
And the fact that if you are going to introduce someone new into the family life, you have to talk with your ex-spouse. At least a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah,
but Laura's also an idiot.
Do.
Yeah.
I know for a fact you do. I did that's another show. That's another show.
That's a different James Lott Jr. After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. That's no show. I thought at the end Laura was thinking it is time to let him go, or is that what I got? Is that what I got from it? I don't know either.
I don't really know. I don't know if she's completely gonna let it go. It seems like she's trying. Really hard. What do you think, James?
I think she's trying hard too. I think she's surprised by her feelings because he cheated on her. Everybody he cheated on her. They got divorced for a reason, so she has to get over that stuff. So it's good if she's getting over that. That's great. You need to move on. But I think she's surprised by her feelings and she's really feeling them. And
ridiculous.
I know. And so she's thinking, she's seeing all these nice things about it. She's seeing the good side of him.
Oh my God, this is what I was talking about. The wife was the one that brought up like, oh, you two are so in love. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is everybody in her life seeing this except for Jake and her all of a sudden? What is happening? They're just plot for plot, and I hate it.
Yeah, that does kind of bug a little bit too. But I mean, it's I guess we'll see the rest of the season. We'll
Especially
see
next episode.
They're bringing on her sister.
Laura's family is really coming out of the woodwork.
I know. We didn't know there was a sister. So
yeah, predictions maybe. I don't know. Do you want to do that?
Let's do predictions. We're almost done, Ray. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm like we might as well.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV
predictions.
So the sister, it's like funny. I didn't know she had her family. Did they ever mention what happened to her mother? Her mother died, didn't she?
No, I thought that I know that we always talked about their separation because he left her mother, and then I don't really know what happens after that. I'm assuming she's passed away, but we'll never know.
So I think the prediction is Jen and I'm just going to do together. Jen and Jake are going to get closer, but eventually he's going to see that she has a lot of Laura's qualities. Him and Laura are going to kiss. That's my prediction at some point. Next couple episodes, they're going to kiss and then kind of go, oh my God, we kissed. And he's going to be like, I'm with Jen.
Oh God, no, they are going that route, aren't they? I just realized that too.
That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that boat with you, that ship. And I can't believe I just said that. That was more of a Cameron thing.
No, yeah, it is. Yes.
Taking over.
Yes.
No, but yeah, I felt the same way. I feel like he's going to find out that Tony is gone indefinitely. Maybe I'm thinking that he's gonna bump into him and just be like, "Hey, I haven't seen you around," and Tony's just like, yeah, whatever, and like super like brute about it, and you're like, all right, buddy, jeez. So there's that. I think that they will kiss probably like the season, like close to the season finale. There'll be a kiss, and it'll be weird for a little bit, and then maybe they'll get together. I have no idea.
I know,
but at least for next week, it looks like Laura might. Oh yeah, Laura has to deal with her sister, and it looks like that it might cost her job, and then apparently she might get shot. Which, I'm sorry, I've been waiting for Laura to get hurt in one of these episodes. It's always been everyone else around her. I want for her to get really hurt.
Oh my God.
It sounds really terrible. I love Debra Messing, but like, I just want to see her character go through some crazy turmoil in that sense, not from like Jake's perspective.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that was Mysteries of Laura. That was Mysteries of Laura for this week.
Yay!
We did it. And I believe next week all three of us are here.
I mean, maybe I'll just dip out.
Yeah, but it's your turn. Me and Cam with musical chairs here.
Yay!
But we appreciate you tuning in every single week with us and using the hashtag ABTVMOL on iTunes and on YouTube. You guys, our hashtags, of course, our Twitter names. You talk to us and we love it. Let's just tell them where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me all over social media at Torres890. Guys, follow me on my vlog. I've decided to have a new segment on Wednesdays, which also kind of is nice because Mystery of Zalora is on there as well. It's called Hump Day Lunch Hour. It's where I sit in my car and I just talk about topics that are happening during my lunch hour, and I do it on Wednesdays. So, because I have a whole hour, so I was like, why not sit here and talk to you guys? Today we talked about rainy days and what you're supposed to do on your rainy days. So that's pretty much just like, what's your favorite food to eat? What is your first thing that comes to mind when you're like, oh, it's gonna be raining today, I want to do this? And of course, what do you want to do on your rainy day?
I like that.
So yeah, and it's really awesome. And then again, I'm trying to figure out my adult show that's gonna be coming up too.
Oh yeah, I didn't
throw it in there, and James knows about that.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, you can follow me there. You can follow me on a bunch of shows out here as well. Robots on Disguise is coming back on Sundays. I'll also be engineering at General Hospital, where James will be on, and I also do Face Off, and I used to do Castle. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. And Supernatural. There it is. Sorry, it's too many shows going on.
Well, thank you, Alexis Torres, where they're all sold.
Sorry, James.
They're right. So actually, follow Cameron Lewis at The Only Camshaft on Instagram and Twitter. Follow him; he's great. He has the Cameron Lewis Show, Radio Millennial. I'm on some of his shows. He's on his radio shows. He'll be on next. He's a great story. Me, you can follow me at Black Hope LA on Twitter. James Lott Jr. everywhere else. I'm also
do it.
my show on my show's on AfterBuzz. Edition Days, GH Reports, Mysteries of Laura, Shark Tank.
Woo!
Wayne Calls the Heart, which starts next Monday.
Woo.
And then, of course, my show on Black Hollywood Live, Breaking Into.
Do it.
I will see you guys next week. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.